What's going on, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here on the Cornerman _ MMA. Before I forget, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Comments below. I am here with the two-time UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Tim the Maniac Sylvia. How you doing, big guy?
What's up, Ryan, man? I'm good.
Yeah, it's so good to hear from you. Last time I saw you, we were hanging out in Florida, both training, and it's really great to see you again. I'm so happy you were able to do this. So,
Man, I think
um,
those pictures just popped up. That was like 10 years ago. Has it been that long?
I
No,
think it's,
eight,
I
nine.
think
I don't even
you,
remember.
I think it's been 11, but you know what? I think those pictures did pop up because it was for Dan Kramer's birthday, and his birthday's on Halloween, so it was probably like that Halloween weekend we were hanging out.
Yeah.
You know, so that's crazy. That's
Yep.
awesome that you remember that. So I'm happy to have you on, Tim. Your name was brought up last week. Brandon Schaub mentioned a comment that I was going to read the comment. We don't need to do it. We just he feels that of all the fighters that you would be the biggest problem, Tim Sylvia in his prime against Francis Ngannou. I have my thoughts on that. I'm going to share, but I would like to hear your input on that.
I agree. I mean, guys like it's funny. If in my prime, yeah, absolutely. Shoot, back when I was training, even at the ATA, they wouldn't let me in the UFC because I was still, Dana White held a grudge and stuff. But I could have been, you know, top 20 back then. At the end of my career, there was a lot of great fights for me, but Dana was just holding a grudge. But yeah, I think Ngannou's good and he's heavy-handed, but he's wild. He doesn't throw straight punches, and he has absolutely no cardio. Pretty much nobody in the UFC at heavyweight has any cardio anymore. It seems like. It's disgusting. Like a lot of those heavyweights now, they just like. I mean, you were at ATA when I was training with Derek Lewis and stuff, and I handed him his ass, and he ended up going home. We never saw him again. So he's full of balls and fire for 3 minutes, and then he's done. And it's just I don't know. I don't like seeing that anymore.
Yeah, well, the thing that with the matchup with you and Francis that hit on me the most is like you said, Francis is wild. So what does wild say? Wild usually doesn't mean straight, and with the
Correct.
punches. And against you, he's punching up. And to throw
Yep.
looping punches up is that takes a lot off. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Like,
Yeah, it does.
and then on top of it, you're not the easiest person to take down with a single leg against the fence. So,
Yeah, I don't.
I,
I
I,
don't think I mean, Stipe Miocic would take me down at will. Him and I actually trained before I went to Florida. Him and I were training. I was helping him with Stefan Struve and stuff, and that's actually a turning point in my career to where I realized I could never be heavyweight champion of the world again. You have those moments in your career where towards the end of it, you're still fighting and stuff, and I came to terms with that. I'm like, that's fine, but I really would like to get back in the UFC just to make a nice little run like Arlovski's done, man. Arlovski's done amazing, and I felt like I could have been that guy too. But it just didn't happen. But yeah, when I trained with Stipe, man, that guy took me down at will. He hit hard, he kicked hard. It was like, yep, this guy's the next big thing, and he was, and I think he still is. Dana White don't like him because of whatever reasons, but he's a hell of a fighter.
yeah, you kind of led into one of my next questions, but I want to touch on like talking about like you and Andre. I remember when I was at American Top Team, and you had been there, and like Andre was like starting to come there, and like you guys were in the building at the same time, and I was like, holy shit! Like people don't realize like this was the greatest heavyweight rivalry ever, and here you guys are on the same mat. It was for me like it reminded me again that I was still a fan of mixed martial arts,
Well,
and
luckily we had hashed our problems and we got along then.
yeah. Well, I mean, oh yeah, don't I was like, oh, I hope this is cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I'm gonna do jujitsu today. Stay away from this. No, but I know what you're saying there. So, you like I was saying, you led me into the next question I was gonna ask you. Actually, you led into it twice. I was gonna ask you what heavyweights do you like watching today that you think are good, or what fighters in general do you like watching today?
Oh man, that's tough, man. Obviously, still a Robbie Lawler fan. One of my good friends, and we
Mhm.
grew up together and trained together for so many years. Um, But I mean, obviously, I love the heavyweights, you know, because it can end at any second.
Hmm.
Glover Teixeira, man, you know, he's one of our boys,
Yeah.
and I just love that guy. He's just genuine, great person. Um, and you know, I just watched the fights of the night, and I didn't know anybody. You know, you know Peter Yan. I thought he won that fight against the other whoever that kid with the colored hair and wants to be Conor McGregor guy.
Sean O'Malley, yes.
Yeah. Fan of Cowboy, but Cowboy just retired and stuff. You know, all the guys that I knew and was friends with, they're all retiring. The Diaz brothers and stuff. So, you know, it's just tough. I'm still a fan. I still watch all the fights when I can and stuff. And you know, it stinks that Bellator has gone to a different paid program or something where I can't watch it on Spike or Paramount anymore. But I
Hmm.
watch whatever fights I can. I'm still a fan of the sport. I think I will be till the day I die. I love fighting and I love watching it.
Right. Yeah. No, it's funny, uh, like talking about, like the fighters that first, there's so many fights these days to keep up with. I remember when I first started doing this and I was going on podcasts trying to plug my stuff. And I remember, what do you think of this fighter? Or like, what do you think of this matchup? And like, or they would say there, and like, I had no idea. And I'd be like, I got to agree with you on that one, man. Like, just something to pass it off because I'm like, man, there's a lot of these fighters that I don't know. And yeah, like a lot of our boys, they're still doing it, but there is some fighters like I really like. I saw a kid, Brito, something I saw last week. I really liked his game plan. But what I look for now is instead of the name, so to speak, and maybe it's because we were so close to sport, I love seeing techniques used, game plans used, adjustments made in the corner. That's what excites me about watching these fights now. Like the actual art of it, as opposed to obviously in our era, there wasn't a whole lot of hoopla with the characters.
Right.
But I really like seeing the game planning and the strategy that goes into these. Which you know, Miladij was one of the best ones to do at that camp, and then American Top Team. And now that I got you, and I'm thinking of like when you were training with Glover and stuff like that, and Andre walked in, and for a while, like we had the best heavyweight room in the world. I remember it was you were there, Glover, Pedro Hizzo, um, Andre. Who there was just so many heavyweights there and light heavyweights. It was pretty
Oh
awesome
yeah, it was.
watching you
It
guys
was.
go at it.
I mean, it was so. There was so many that light, heavy, and heavyweight had our own days of sparring and stuff because you know we were just so big and we took up a lot of the rooms and stuff. We didn't want to squish the little guys, you know. And
Yeah,
it's easy to do, you know. Friggin' Steve Mocco, one of the baddest men on the planet,
and Steve.
hits you
Yeah.
with a double leg and you ain't stopping it. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. Um, and I remember the first time I watching my heavyweight spar when I first was going. I was like, well, they're not going as well. I mean, this is like early 20s me. I was like, why aren't they going so hard? And then one of the coaches, bro, you can't get hit all the time at that size. No matter how good you are, you can't keep.
Yeah.
And then I remember, like, obviously now that I know about training, you never have to go that hard in sparring, but and then I remember one time I'm running on the treadmill and it was a heavyweight warm up round. I had my headphones in and I remember I hear badoof, and I forgot who it was, but it was a real tall heavyweight and they got dropped with a sparring head kick. And I'm like, damn, yeah, you just can't spar hard. Like safety first. But yeah, man, we got a lot of cool stories. I'm so pumped about that you came on, bro. Reminisce a little bit, talk about this news, and I agree with you. I think that you are a really bad matchup for Francis Ngannou. Just the way that you're able to keep away, keep away, keep away. Like not
Then
even like just
then I was right now. Right now,
bro.
I better land the one big money maker, and if I don't, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, just throw that one big one. I hear that. I went in to grapple with the guys last week, and I noticed that like I'll think of to do something, and then it won't happen for 3 seconds, and I'm
Dude,
like,
it's
oh
so funny
shit.
you said that. I was playing basketball with my son and one of my best friends and his son. We were dads against the boys,
Uh-huh.
and we were at the Y. And I played semi-pro basketball for a couple of years. I wasn't a bad basketball player, so I
Hmm.
said to myself, I'm gonna do a cross dribble and then go, fake the left and go to the right. Well, my mind said it, but my upper body kind of went that way, but my legs didn't. So I did the cross dribble, and then when I went to go to right, my body and head go that way, but my legs and feet are not going that way. And I just started running as fast as I tried to try to catch up, and no, I just did a face plant right across, sliding across the floor, and I'm like, yep, I'm old.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's true what they say. You think you're going to be in your 20s forever, and then one
Yeah.
day you're not. um, Hey man, thank you so much for coming on. I know New England Fights is still up there. Do you still check out those fights once in a while? I love the show they do.
No, not really. I
Okay.
think that I fought for him like at the end of my career, and I got lucky. They gave me one of the toughest guys in Maine, and I came
Mhm.
in and knocked him out in about 14 seconds, and that was the
Mhm.
last time they had me. It was an expensive payday for
Yeah, no, I hear that. I hear that.
him.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, stay warm up there. I know I forget that where you are in the country where I am,
I
but
love it. I
yeah,
love it. It's
I miss the
52
fall up there
degrees.
so much. Yeah, I miss the fall up there so much. Football season, chilly. Forget it.
Yeah, we just got
But
done playing football with my son's team now. Wrestling's starting, so I got to start coaching that.
oh, good stuff, man. Have a
Yeah.
blast. Yeah. All right, maniac. Talk to you later.
All right. Take care. Bye.